Please be seated. Distinguished guests, members of the faculty, members of the 2018 class, families, and loved ones. Welcome to the 2018 Tropaia Ceremony of Georgetown University, McDonough School of Business, Executive Masters in Business Administration, and Executive Masters in Leadership. I am Lonnie Smith, Senior Associate Dean of Executive Degree Programs at the McDonough School of Business. I'm honored to serve as Master of Ceremonies this morning. We will begin our ceremony with an invocation delivered by Father Jerry Hayes of the Society of Jesus. Following the invocation, Professor Janine Turner will read the Georgetown Charter. Please stand for the invocation.
Gracious and loving God, we thank you for this time of graduation. Your spirit of wisdom has empowered our hard work and discipline in such a way that our hunger for learning has been nourished with knowledge, discovery, creativity, and determination. As we prepare to walk across this stage to receive our diplomas and certificates, let us walk in prayerful gratitude for the many blessings that have made this moment real and filled with great potential. In gratitude, we pray for our families and the many who have sacrificed and worked to see us to this hopeful moment. In gratitude, we pray for the professors and the administrators who have challenged, cared, and crafted us along this academic journey. In gratitude, we pray for fellow students who have taught us more about friendship, collaboration, and sharing. Loving God, even as we have faced challenges and accomplished much, we understand that our lives move into a new chapter where there will be more challenges and more will be demanded of us in order to accomplish good things. May your grace cover our anxieties and fears so that we may stay encouraged about the future. Give us patience and hope to energize our search for work that is just and makes proper use of our gifts. Give us courage to face the challenges of carving out a place in society where we might live in peace, service, and gratitude. Give us strength to resist the temptations of greed and laziness and pride and envy as we strive to do and be our best. May your Spirit guide us as we unfold the next chapter of our lives. Help us to enliven hope in the world and bring good things to your kingdom. And may this celebration be a reflection of the blessings that we find in knowing and loving you. For this is the day that the Lord has made. We are glad and we rejoice in it. Amen.
Please be seated. In 1815, Georgetown's president, Reverend John Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked our first students, then Congressman William Gaston, for whom this hall is named, to present a petition for a federal charter. The bill passed the House and the Senate in February 1815 and was signed by the president on the same day the Senate ratified the Treaty of Peace, ending the War of 1812. Accordingly, it is our custom to initiate academic ceremonies with the reading of that charter. It reads as follows: Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are, or from time to time may be, the President and Directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other person meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted in other colleges or universities of the United States. and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission to such degrees. Signed, Langdon Cheeves, Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Gaillard, President pro tempore of the Senate. Approved March 1st, 1815, James Madison.
The Executive MBA and the Executive Masters in Leadership is comprised of exceptional student body and world-class faculty. All of you have a lifetime bond and will share an experience that will last a lifetime, both professionally and personally. The Executive Masters in Leadership and the Executive MBA have chosen 2 distinguished members to address the class during this ceremony. The first will welcome Stephen Adair from the Executive MBA Class of 2018. Following Stephen, Jim Platt from the Executive Masters in Leadership will address the audience. You can come now, Stephen.
Thanks, Lonnie. Sorry about that. Hey, you notice I'm a doctor today, right? So I'm on your equal playing field with everybody up there? It's all good. Thank you, classmates. I surely do appreciate it. I would like to thank the distinguished guest faculty, Dean Almeida and Dean Comrade, for having us here today. I would also have everybody look around the room, and for those you see wearing this tassel, these are your veterans who serve or continue to serve. Give them a thanks. And one specifically in our class is Indy. We all know Indy, and we want to give him thanks as well, because I think he did more for us than we did for him in our classes. I would like to congratulate number 23 for making it to this day. I'm not sure how many of my cohort passed on this opportunity to speak in front of everybody today, but be assured I would never pass up the opportunity to address professionals in this room. Every member of IMBA 23 that took the challenge that started on the first day of decision analytics made it here to graduation. Thank you, classmates, for affording me the opportunity to speak today. And before I expound further on our enriching Georgetown journey, today, May 5th, is a special day, not just Cinco de Mayo, and not just our graduation, but for me personally. Today, 7 years ago, my beautiful wife, Dr. Amy Adair, decided to take a chance on a Marine living his dream. Today is our 7th wedding anniversary, and I would like you to stand up and have everybody say thank you. I have in my hand here 44 parking passes at the Southwest Garage. Yes, all the financial people can do the math on that. But more so, the reason why I hold up these 44 passes is because these are 44 nights that my wife had to take care of our 2 kids who are 4 and 3, 13 months apart, being a professional wife, full day's work, coming home to have 2 energetic boys, cooking, cleaning up after them, putting them to bed, so I could follow my dream. Thank you so very much for this. On June 16, 2016, I was accepted to Georgetown. Now, we all feel pretty good about being here at Georgetown, and then August 2nd happened. That was Professor Comrade's stats prep session. That class started at 6:30 p.m. on the dot, and 15 minutes later, I uttered a, "Oh boy." I quickly looked around the room, 4:40, and saw a man in the back row who I'd later meet by the name of Steen Moss. And we all know the Steen grin. I felt just a little bit better that somebody was feeling the same way that I was. Then came Lansdowne. I found myself in a room with professionals who I'd just met, looking at a financial statement of a Brazilian telecommunications company written in Portuguese. Really? Even better, we're still trying to figure out the meaning of CapEx, still in Portuguese. Then the thunderstorms hit, the power went out, John Edwards and I used the gifted executive education pen with a small flashlight attached to it to find Amy, who had just left the room. Point is everyone has stories and feelings similar to mine, but we came to Georgetown for a reason. I came to Georgetown for the diversity and culture. I didn't want to be in a cohort with members who looked like me, talked like me, or even problem solved like me. Please take a moment to acknowledge the diversity in this room. Specifically, in IMBA 23, culture resonates profoundly. To name a couple, we have Rana, who survived the devastations of war in Iraq and now runs a very successful business with her husband, giving back to those in need in Iraq. Simona, who studied and completed homework under the dim glow of candlelight while surviving the communist repression in Romania. And Ishmael, who left Sudan with nothing more than what he could carry, leaving behind friends and family to come to the United States. Ishmael is now the co-owner of the Initiative Technology Group and has plans for a better Sudan. Today, he graduates from Georgetown, having never attended school in the United States. We have many members of our cohort with stories like these, but culture isn't restricted to individuals. Last summer, we completed overseas residency in Seoul, South Korea, where all of our groups were represented at Georgetown honorably. Not only did culture play a significant role in our professional presentations, but it also shaped our free time as well. Many of us walked around downtown Seoul, Lars ran. Some visited palaces or war museums. Some also survived the South Korean bathhouses, where a deep tissue massage was giving a new meaning. I want to give a special thanks to Caroline, Julie, Jason, and Holly for making our trip so special, from giving us advice on places to experience all Korea has to offer, and most of all, by adding a personal touch that made an IMBA 23 trip unique. Now, I'm gonna share a story with you, and it goes something like this. I want to appeal to your intuition. And as sure as God made apples, we have embarked on a journey of excited and turbocharged classes. We learned that Luke is Belgian and not French, but more so that marketing appeals to the conscious and subconscious of your customers. Wait, how many times did I pitch my business proposal to the class? Did I do enough to market my idea to your subconscious? Nope, it just became apparent there was not a product market fit. Or maybe it was because there was another firm that wanted to offer the same service at a lower price. Steve, Professor Mocker yells, you know that competitive markets tend towards equilibrium, therefore downward sloping demand coupled with upward sloping supply determines the market equilibrium price and market quantity. Your price is too high. Steam blurts out, that's a cognac question. And Professor Hillary agrees, not because he thinks it's a hard concept, but because rather there may be some free cognac offered. Gilles quickly shifts the topic of conversation and professes that the numbers always tell us a story, and it's up to us to figure out what that is. Now you're all thinking this was a perfect opportunity for me to put in, the market is not your mama. But no, I'm not going to. Surely, the market is indeed not your mama. But more importantly, it's about understanding business landscape and changing the odds of success in your favor that allows for the creating and consuming of value. Professor Furdo, sitting quietly in the back of the room, says, but Dean Almeida, Zara is a perfect example of creating and consuming value. And then Paul responds, I know. They use Paul's diamond in creating their strategy. Hello. I could continue to reminisce and try to figure out why Kenny didn't charge professors a consulting fee every time Coke and Pepsi were mentioned in the class. The point is that we've grown from the professionals that entered the doors of McDonough in 2016. As future graduates of Georgetown, we may not see it now, but your friends, your family, and your coworkers see it. I thank you, IMBA 23, for my personal growth. Every member of our cohort has made a positive impression on me. Remember to keep your moral compass pointed true north, lead like you want to be led, and remember someone is always watching what you do and how you do it. I hope I'll all see you on the 18th so we can share one last story, maybe complain one last time, or maybe hear Matt Pilcher say in his deep Arnold voice, I pick things up and put them down. I wish the best of luck to IMBA 23 and EML in all of your future endeavors, and it's never goodbye, but rather see you later. Thank you.
You'd be surprised how difficult it is not tripping coming up the steps at this point. But Dean Almeida, Dr. Tinsley, Dr. McDermott, family, friends, and members of the EML family, welcome to Tropaia. You know, a year ago, we all thought to ourselves, it's awesome to be a Hoya. And today, what are we thinking? It's even more awesome to be a Hoya alumni. And there is nobody in this room who thinks that more than the people sitting behind you, your family members, who over the course of this year have given up so much to give us the free time to have all those nights in the parking garage working through those difficult problems, traveling to South Africa and to Kenya. So I think it's only appropriate at this time if we just take a minute and say thank you to those sitting behind you for all they've done. And so I don't get in trouble, I would especially like to say thank you to my wife, Julie. She was my inspiration for doing this. She got her master's degree last year and told me I needed to get back to school. So Julie, thank you so much, and I love you. So where do we go from here? Oh, let me back up. You know, family members, I got to tell you something. I was truly amazed at the outpouring of love that the students have all expressed to you and how grateful they are for everything you have done. And some of them have even volunteered to do the chores for the next 4 to 6 months. So make sure you check with them tonight when they get home to see if they've signed up for that program. All right, so where do we head from here? If you ask EML, the answers are pretty simple. Epicurean, Bulldog, Tombs, the bookstore. But these are not the 5-star answers you're looking for. All right? If you want a 5-star answer, apparently you need to reframe the problem, expand the pie a little bit, build the Venson model. If you have a lot of times, patience, and don't want to get anything done, you know, you can do those things. No, seriously. So when I was told that I had when I was told I was given the honor of doing this speech, I thought, man, how do I do this? And Professor Turner, I actually thought to your class, because you said something very profound. And that was, if you're going to give a speech, you should be trying to change the world. And if you're not trying to change the world, why do it? Why do it? So I took that to heart. And then Rashad calls me and said, you've got 3 minutes. I said, I better talk fast. So that's kind of where I am. And since I only planned on 3 minutes, I'll just give you a quick summary of how I think this class has changed my life a little bit. On March 12th of last year, we all got up, we came into school, and we headed to Gettysburg. And I remember that day distinctly in the morning, because I got up, I went downstairs, and I did something I should do every day, but don't, I just say my morning prayers. And I said to myself, I said in the prayers, you know, God, thanks. Thank you for this opportunity to come to an institution like this. This is truly incredible, because I knew I would have opportunities meeting people like you. So the year goes on, and you start doing a leadership reflection, you start doing the leadership papers, and you start to realize, wow, that was kind of a hollow prayer, because I was thinking about, this is all about me with the opportunities I'm having. How is this going to change my life? Is this going to get me a better job? Is this going to get me promoted? That's not what leaders do. Leaders should be thinking outwards. And so as I came down this morning, I hope to be a little bit wiser, and I took the time to say, you know, God, thanks for all the blessings, but also, where do I go from here? Where do we go from here, and how can I use the talents that we've learned here at Georgetown to make the world a better place? Well, I don't know the answer to that, and you know, in true Georgetown professor traditions, if you don't know the answer, you just pose a challenge to the students. I'm just saying. So my answer is pretty simple. We get to change the world a little bit at a time. You know, a lot of people think they've got to be a general officer, a CEO, director of a big corporation to change the world. And, you know, that's where you got to reframe the problem. Because that simply isn't true. Well, actually, it is true. You can change the world in those positions. But, you know, as a leader, if you live up to the Jesuit motto, and don't anybody correct me on my Latin, the cura personalis, care of the person, along our journeys to these places to become CEOs and generals and directors of big organizations, you're going to have daily opportunities to change the world of those you encounter. The warm welcome, the pat on the back, and yes, even the well thought out and well delivered correction to somebody can help make their world better. That choice is up to you, and if you're living as an outward facing leader, I'm sure you'll take advantage of those opportunities. So in closing, Georgetown, graduation from Georgetown, This day is not a destination. Today is just a waypoint on our leadership journey. You know, I challenge you to use the tools that you've learned here in Georgetown, check your compass, and set a new course, not only for yourselves, but for those that you lead, whether they be in your family, your community, or in your business life. So, fellow classmates, professors, I guess the best way I can summarize this presentation is, may God bless you, may God bless your families, may God bless Georgetown, and may God bless the United States.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Steve, for your reflections this morning. I now have the privilege to invite Senior Associate Dean of Executive Degree Programs, Bardia Kemra, to share his reflections.
Thank you. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Almeida, distinguished faculty, dear colleagues, Mr. Deere, Mr. Platt, and most importantly, the EMBA and EML class of 2018. Welcome, congratulations, and well wishes to you, to your families, spouses, partners, significant others, and loved ones. Make a difference. Make a difference. I will come back to this proposition shortly. Today is a good day. This year's reap is rich, plentiful, and we proudly showcase our harvest quality as we celebrate the significance of this achievement today through this Tropaia. Tropaia is the plural of the ancient Greek word tropaion. Tropaion is in reference to an ancient Greek or Roman monument set up to venerate an achievement of significant value or a victorious commitment. I am sure you have ascertained that the term trophy is a directly related reference. We are elated to be celebrating your achievements, successes, your accomplishments, and to share your well-deserved happiness with you and with your families, loved ones, and significant others. The honor of the opportunity extended to me to address the graduating classes poses a challenge, and this is how. Spouses, partners, families, and significant others would like a speech that is sentimental. My colleagues would prefer one that is substantive, and you, as our most recent alums to be, would prefer a short one. The challenge is, of course, one of striking a balance that accommodates all interests. So much in life appears depending on striking the right balance, and your Tropaia celebration here today is a testament to your ability to have done so. In that sense, it's only appropriate to gratefully acknowledge the support of your families and individuals whose patience, care, love, confidence, and belief in you, directly or indirectly, made this destination a tangible reality in this journey for you. I thought long about what to say and how to pitch my few words to you, and at the end, I chose to call it as I see it, to be brief and hopefully effective, and well, to speak from the heart. In so doing, allow me to characterize your sojourn here at the McDonough School of Business, and allow me to share a few words that describes you and your class. I begin with EML 13 class. 39% of your class are represented by women. For the EMBA 23, that is 43%. That's fabulous. Okay, that is fantastic. For the EML class, the average years of experience prior to startup is 19 years. For the EMBA, it's 11 years. 45% of the EML class held a post-bachelor's degree prior to startup. 19% of the EMBA class holds international citizenship. For the EML and the EMBA classes, approximately 38% and 23% respectively are in each cohort are individuals who have military service and experience. We are grateful for your service, as is the nation, and we thank you for that. You're an extremely talented and capable group. Your hard work and dedication is only surpassed by your commitment reaching your objectives. You're dedicated, certainly independent, and you have earned your place here today. This is precisely what we think when the EMBA and the EML classes of 2018 come to our mind. We count on these valued characteristics. Your collective interest and enthusiasm in what we have worked on is a gift that will not be altered or erode in time. I had the great time of having you in my classes, the EMBA classes, and have enjoyed getting to know you, working with you, and also learning from you. This commitment is not limited to my EMBA students. I had the impressionable joy of sharing the EML's exchange of thoughts in their last class, and I must figure out a way to become more involved with your group as a faculty member. I will work on that. We make a point of getting to know you, and that, among other factors, is the reason that your respective programs are such distinct and differentiated programs. Viewed from my lens, the most valuable dimension and a key differentiator in that regard is the people that we have in these programs. It's you, it's your faculty, it's the administration. It's all of us, it's our community, it's our school, it's our university, it's our Georgetown. Knowledge, expertise, intellectual capacity, the desire to learn and to share knowledge, and the thirst to advance it are the givens and the proven and time-tested foundation of our community. It takes people of character, integrity, quality, and resolve to create something that is this special. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is precisely what we have here. I am proud to be part of this distinction and to have colleagues that I have. I'm equally proud to have the pleasure of your company as friends, as my students. Though time seems to have passed in a flash, the significance of your passage makes the time's path vividly tractable. As you will inevitably look back on your journey from time to time and drift in your memories nostalgically, just remember where home is. It's here. It's Georgetown. It is what has shaped the moments past and this moment, and will shape the moments yet to come. Reflect on your gains, knowledge, ability, self-confidence. Reflect on every person you know, every occasion, and the chain of events that defines your journey, and contemplate on how these factors have collectively shaped your journey and the destination that you're at. Ask what distinctions and destinations are you about to shape for other people? What occasions, what prospects the life you lead can bring for others? What can you offer back? And in so doing, remember that standards matter, as standards define the order of our actions. Let dignity define your actions and honor your conduct. In the words of Emerson, what lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. You are now ready to step into the future that you have been planning for and working on. Viewed from a different perspective, aside from your hard work, motivation, and the undeniable challenges that you have faced and have overcome, the dynamics of what has brought you to this point in time may be summarized by a single word: opportunity. That simple, opportunity. Specifically, having had the opportunity to reshape your profession, your career, your person, your life, and your future. Lead by making that difference. Make a difference. Through creating opportunities for others so they too have a chance to make a better future, as have you. In the words of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, laugh and grow strong. My best wishes for your continued success, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Cameron. I'd now like to invite George Liebensfeld, Director of Academic Affairs, to present the candidates for the 2018 degrees.
Thank you, Professor Kamrad, for sharing your thoughts with us today. It's my pleasure to recognize the 2018 degree candidates. Will Professors Kamrad and Nolan please come forward to congratulate our students? We will begin with the Executive MBA class of 2018. Will the first row please come forward to receive your recognition of program participation? Please hold your applause until all students have returned to their seats. Stephen Adair. Rana Al-Asadi. Muhammad Al-Hamordi. Ismail Ali. Tim Bairstow. Ashkan Bourget. Holly Bunton. Cindy Chang Chowdhury. John Edwards. Amy Aramita. Eric Gannon. Shelley Heinrich. Julie Hung. Dana Hoover. Kathy Joseph. Ashutosh Koirala. Damian Lee. Lori Lewis. Steen Maas. Caroline Ma. John Michael. Ndolole Stephen Moyo. I guess that wasn't applause, so it doesn't count. Amaka Osakwe. Joseph Ottinger. Jason Pack. Lars Parkin. Angela Patel. Pinal Patel. Nels Peterson. Sarah Rajic. Gaurav Ranjit. Jenna Rakowski. Jack Ricard. Matthew Ricci. J.T. Ravella. Simona Roshu. Marie Selvanadin. Susan Tanis. Elena Toba Bailey. Corinne Torrance. Travis Von Ormer. Julia Walker. Meredith White. We will now recognize the Executive Masters in Leadership class of 2018 for their program participation. Will Professors Tinsley and McDermott please join us to congratulate the students. Charlotte Bernard. Susan F. Campbell. Dawn Campbell. David Chauvin. A. Antonio Caulfield, Sr. William Demps. Eduardo Diago. Mahtab Emdadi. Edward Finnegan. Joseph Hahn. Tamika Harris. Timothy Hogan. Terrence Jackson. James Platt. Cynthia Kaiser. Lorenz Keener. Nikki Knighton. Dan Luna. Vishnu Nanan. Jamie Porter. Jose Risi. Dana Maji Saif. Leroy Thompson III. Rexford Charles Trudell. Elise Veron. Katya White. Shanita Wilkins. Leslie Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the Executive MBA and Executive Masters in Leadership classes of 2018. Congratulations. Now, members of the class of 2018, please extend a heartfelt thanks to a group of people who have worked very hard over the last months in supporting you throughout your program. With the parents, spouses, children, families, and friends of the members of the class of 2018, please rise and be recognized. Boy, you're a rowdy bunch. Thank you all for joining us today, and congratulations to our students once more. We wish you well in all your endeavors and welcome you as members of the Georgetown alumni family. Please rise as Father Hayes offers the benediction.
Gracious and loving God, we ask now for your almighty hand to be upon our graduates as they and their families celebrate this grand milestone. May they find comfort from our Georgetown community's continued embrace and support as they journey through life. May they find strength in the excellence of their academic preparation and the long line of the Jesuit educational tradition. For with it today, they join a nearly 500-year-old network of local, national, and global alumni who are their kindred companions. Bless their lives from this day on with goodness and success. Enable them to stay true to their dreams for your greater glory, to discern what is right, what is good, and what is just, and to use their gifts wisely and in service to others. Empower them to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love, guided by your light, so that they may use their talents to, in the words of St. Ignatius Loyola, go forth and set the world on fire. Grace be to them, and grace be to us all. Amen.
Will our guests please remain standing at their places until the faculty and students have recessed? We ask that the students proceed directly to the front steps of Healy Hall for class photos. Family and friends are invited to follow the members of the platform party to the ICC Galleria for a celebratory reception. A map of the walking route is provided on the final page of the program book. The class of 2018 Tropaia Ceremony is now officially closed.